Welcome back to Tracer Customs, everybody. We're back working on the tow truck today. We're going to start working on some rock sliders. We kind of got this mocked up approximately where it's going to go here, but we're going to start working on the rock sliders, and that's also going to tie in with our headache rack. So we got to do a little bit of chopping in here and prepping some stuff and lots of welding and fabricating. So we're going to get started on some of this and see if we can get rock sliders built. And the rock slider is also going to kind of double as skid plate and gas tank mount, because this has dual gas tanks. This one's not in right now, but the one on this side is over here. So we'll have two of these gas tanks in here, and the rock slider will go underneath that with a skid plate to protect the gas tank, and it'll kind of all be tied together. So we're gonna start working on that and see what we can get done. Chisel's coming apart though. Hit the truck. We're gonna need a new cab. And whoever welded that on there didn't want it to come off.
You are correct. That was the original goal.
Perfect. So we're trimming the front off of this, and we're gonna have to undo a bunch of the wires that Tim just did. They were temporary, but we're gonna have to go ahead and undo them.
No, by just, he means
he's super thrilled
just
about
did
them.
This.
But they're in the way of everything we gotta do, so we gotta do that and get all that out of the way so we can cut this other piece. That way the headache rack is gonna weld to the frame right there, the bottom piece of it. So that's what we're working on. So we gotta get those wires out of the way. Why are you looking so confused?
It's not confused. It's more trying to figure things out. So, basically, I don't know if we already filmed this or not. All of the strobe lights that we have all over the truck, we physically don't have the wires to make a complete harness. So instead, this is the harness. It's the exact same wires. They're all 2 conductor cables, and so it's having to back trace what they go to. If you look around the corner here, these right here, all multicolored, it's trying to match each of those colors up, but using black and red. So I'm debating if I want to chance it, because we have cables coming in. And so we're debating chancing it and just cutting the whole harness out and hoping that our distributor gets us the new cables in quick enough that we can run all the cables again. Or do we just trace them and label them so that we can plug everything back in and run the truck if need be.
So over on this side, we're getting rid of the old gas tank mount that was all rusted off and we cut off because it was completely shot before. We're going to be making new gas tank mounts and hopefully creating it where the gas tank can drop out the bottom if we need to service it. We've also got rid of, get the parking brake cable out of here, so I'm going to disconnect that, get it out of the way, and then get the rest of this harness out of the way so we can weld and stuff without melting all of our wiring harnesses. So we ordered shakes, and I ordered a chocolate strawberry banana because it's the best shake. It's from Whataburger here in town. They make the best shakes in town. But instead of mixing all the flavors, they gave us a chocolate, a strawberry, and a banana. So now I gotta drink 3 shakes. I gotta take a sip out of each one and swirl it around in my mouth, and then I'll get the flavor I want.
Hey, I'm not complaining. I only paid for 3 and I got 5, so
I guess we got more milkshakes than we needed today. Things in here with it being all the way up underneath there. You must have this scooted out.
most of this stuff was on before the bid.
I know. That has me worried. Well, it's not full of gas. That's good.
Should only have a couple of gallons in it.
Told you it had plenty. We got 2 recoveries out of it without adding more fuel. Not really legit recoveries, but we hauled 2 vehicles. This ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna come out.
Yeah, well, it went in.
It went in when there wasn't a bed on here.
Check back.
It ain't coming out. I will get the Sawzall and cut some brackets, but I'm going to clean up that gas first. Otherwise, we're going to be using that fire extinguisher a little sooner than I hoped.
It always works. Hey, this one.
Hey, it works! And nothing caught on fire. Yet. Alright guys, everybody else has left for the day. I'm here by myself. I'm going to try to get a couple more things done. We did get the gas tank pulled out. We've got all the fuel lines out of the way. We've got the wiring out of the way. So we're getting down to, I've got to cut another piece off this. When we first put this on, we just kind of stuck it up here. I actually wasn't planning on doing like a headache rack setup originally, but we decided to. So I got to trim a little bit off, and then we'll have some 3-inch square tubing going in there. Got some toolboxes to go up here. We'll show you those later. But I'm going to get a few more little things done and get out of the way, so tomorrow we'll be ready to hopefully start welding some stuff on pretty quick. We got lots of little pieces to put in here, so it's going to take a little while to fab it all up and get it in here, but should work well once it's done. It'll make more sense as we go. You'll see. It'll come together. Alright guys, I think I'm going to call it a night. We'll come back to this tomorrow, make some more progress, and kind of see where this piece is going. This is going to be the base of the headache rack here, and it's also going to go down and help support the rock sliders. So we're making some progress. We'll come back tomorrow, hopefully make some more. One thing I want to tell you about though is July 8th, we're going to be at the Old South Car Show. So the Old South is a historic restaurant here in our hometown of Russellville, and the owner's a friend of mine, and their store burned down, or the restaurant burned down maybe a week ago. And so the community is putting on a car show fundraiser. There's gonna be some other stuff out there, I don't know what all, but there's gonna be a car show, and we're gonna get the truck ready, hopefully have the rock sliders and stuff done by then, be making some progress, get it back running, we gotta get gas tanks in it. We gotta get a lot done in like 3 weeks to be ready for that. But we're gonna have the truck out there one way or another, even if we have to tow it out there. We're gonna have the truck out there. So come out and see us, come see the truck, come support Old South. We're gonna miss that restaurant, and I'm hoping that with some of the community's help and some different things, that they'll be able to rebuild bigger and better, and the Old South legacy can live on with a new facility. But go follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We'll be posting some more info over there on that coming up, but we're gonna be there. And I may be down there with the camper and Suburban as well. I don't know, we'll see. But we're gonna have the truck there, so if you want to see me and Tim in the truck, come out, support Old South, and come see us. We'll be back in the morning. Alrighty guys, it's the next day. We're back on the tow truck, or at least my brother is. I gotta go look at a fiber job in a minute, but he's gonna start getting some of this tacked up and in place on the bottom part of the headache rack, get a few more pieces off the frame, and then start on the rock sliders, getting some angles cut and some welding done on those. So keep making progress on it today. I gotta go look at a job when I get back. We'll probably do some more on it. Hey, you want this thing turned on? Alright guys, I made it back. Luke's, we got that tacked in place, and Luke's also got the ends of these welded up with a 45. So this will be the front. We're gonna have a 45-ish on the front. The back we're just gonna leave straight because the duals are wider than in the front. So it'll kind of make sense once it gets on there, and you'll see that. I think we're gonna start kind of getting this in place on getting our height, so we can get our first piece cut to come down from the headache rack to it and start getting that in place. So start working on that. I guess actually we need to cap this in too. We're gonna cap this next. That's what we're gonna do. Is that the only charged battery we got?
Yeah.
You done with it for a minute?
Apparently.
You are now. Well, I think we've wrapped up for today. We've got both of these capped on the end, on both ends. We may put some air in it, pressure test it, make sure we don't have any leaks. We don't want these to get water in them in water crossings and then hold water or not leak out very quick and then rust out from the inside. So we may put a fitting in it and test all the joints and try to make sure it's not going to get water in it. But we got these ready to go. Of course, we got that piece tacked in place. So tomorrow I think we're going to try to start getting them placed on the truck and kind of see where they're going to sit at. I got a rough idea. We just got to kind of get it there and start getting stuff tied together, get it welded to the frame, that kind of thing. So we'll be back in just a minute. Guys, it's the next day and I wasn't really here at the shop this morning. I had to be elsewhere, and Luke was just working on welding some of this up. He's got this piece welded in place now, so that's there permanent. Got some caps put on the end of it, so that's ready to go. Did a few other little things around the shop. I don't think we've pressure tested those yet. We may get that today, but I think we're about to call it a week. It's Friday. I was gone all morning, just got back from some other jobs and stuff, so I think we're about to call it a day. Probably gonna call it a video because it's Friday and it's just hard to not wrap up a video on a Friday and pick it up again the next week. So next week we're gonna keep working on rock sliders, try to get the rock sliders in here, get them tied to the frame, and start getting the gas tanks and gas tank skid plates in as well. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and you can get our merch at 3strandapparel.net. And don't forget the car show, July 8th. I think it's at the Pope County Fairgrounds. We'll get some more info out on that in the next video, and we're also going to be doing some stuff on the Suburban. We actually started a little bit of this today and start another video on rock sliders and swing out bumper on this Suburban. So got more stuff coming, so we'll see you then.